So what's up guys? Today I'm back with another video. I hope you are doing well. Hope you are doing fantastic. Today's topic is going to be a little bit different. It will be on the topic of how to self-study. How to self-study, especially when this is a caveat when your teacher or when you are absent for your school. Let's say, suppose you could not go to school today, you were absent. Let's say you were sick, you had some function, you had some exam, you had an Olympiad. That is why you were unable to attend it. Let's say that the teacher who is teaching you, who is qualified by the way, but you are not just connecting with them, it is your first or second lecture, so it will take time till you get a connection with them or till you get on to their frequency. During that period we can say, how do you self study? In short, this will cater to all your needs. Doesn't matter in which standard you are, doesn't matter in age you are, doesn't matter if you are in school or you are not. It will tell, this will be ranging from school to personal learning to business books. Throughout the entire, we can say, curriculum or the spectrum, you will get to know how to self study according to my opinion. Starting with that, we will first take into consideration about school. As a notion, I will change the ink. As a discriminatory, not a discriminatory, but as an advice, I would tell you highly to turn on the captions. And if you are comfortable, you can switch to 1.5x or 2x. If you are in a rush, you can cover the content faster. Do as you wish. Take it in a serious way, but take it light-heartedly. Do not feel it as a burden, but seek it as an enjoyment. Starting with the topic, from the point of view of school, we will take. Let's say you have gone to school and you are absent for your school. It is not a very good decision to stay absent out of school, especially during your schooling years. Even if you think that in school, some free lectures are there, time pass occurs, then I would suggest you to ignore the noise, go to school, remain present, show up, work hard, be present all the time. The first thing is to cover the content. What do I mean by that? Covering the content. According to me, if you are in school, if you are learning the school curriculum, then you should first cover the content. You should first go through the content once, you should get it taught once. This happens when the teacher teaches you in class for the first time. That is the first way. Now, if you have remained absent or if you are in any way, shape, or form unable to attend that lecture, there are other alternative ways in which you can. The first way out of this, oh, nice. The first way from this is to ask the teacher itself. I hope this is legible. I will check it quickly. Yeah, it was out of focus. Yeah, now it is correct. Is to ask the teacher if she can or he can teach it to you in a very brief, short, sweet way. Again, you can do this by waiting for after classes or going during the recesses and get it done, get it taught by the teacher to you. The second thing you can do is peer learning. Grab one of the smartest people in your class who are open to teach you, who are willing to teach you, who have that just ability of helping you, teaching you, telling you what was taken, what was not. Go to them, ask them if they can take it, if they can tell you what was exactly taken in class and the exact way in which the teacher told the class or how the teacher taught the class. If they can replicate it, You can do that in that way. You can learn the content in that way. You can get the first learning in according to school. Third way you can do this is online class, like any online class. Suppose you have joined a batch, any online class you can follow, you can cover it from there. So similar like tutor, the offline tutoring. And the fourth way is to watch a one shot covering all the content. Watch from a reputed person, reputed company. The only thing I will advise you is, if you are going to do these online classes and one shot, follow one person only. Do not jump from person to person. Do not skip the process. Trust in the process. Follow that teacher blindly. It is completely worth it. Do not change your teacher again and again. It is foolish to skip teachers or to switch from teachers to teachers. Follow one teacher until successful. Have focus. Focus means follow one course until successful. That is an acronym for focus. That is the first thing which I will tell you, is to cover the content, that is get the learning in. Now why I say this is essential, because it is during that first phase of learning that, if you are in class, the teacher tells you how to study. The teacher tells you what are the minute ways that you need to know. The teacher tells you this is the way in which you have to study the lesson. You will get a sense in what is important in that chapter, what is required in that chapter, and you will be, in my opinion, very 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 further ahead than just simply trying to wing it using your textbooks and that. So if possible, and if which is possible, you have the time, you cannot give an excuse that you do not have time. You have plenty of time. Is cover the content, cover the syllabus, get it learnt once. That is a very nice way to sum it up. Get it not learnt, we will say taught once. It will help you very nicely, it will treat you very good, and you will understand what is actually in the chapter. That is the only one thing. One shots also, watch complete one shots, do not watch half shots. In that one shot everything should be covered. If it is, suppose, an application based subject like business studies or maths, wait for the, pause the video, try to solve the question yourself, try to understand the concept, do not skip anything, take it done, get it done thoroughly. Do not skimp on the subject, get it done thoroughly. Do not try to skip it. That is the first thing. By the way, it is, in my opinion, pretty late to say this, but I am Aman Nugani. I will give a brief introduction about myself. In 10th, I scored 96%. In 11th, I am hoping to score more than that. I have taken 11th commerce, and further studies are still going on. And this YouTube channel is, in my sense, a view of, it is an output for me, or it is a source for me to give my views, my opinion on things. It is all tried and tested. It is from personal experience that I'm telling you all of these things. So, yeah, try it for yourself, see how it feels, share it, like it, subscribe to the channel, share it to your friends. Do not skimp on your friends. Even if you think that your friends will benefit a little bit from this, try to send it to them. It will be a great help towards them. And knowledge shared is knowledge gained, because the more you share, the more they will share, and giving is the first act in kindness. Being said, the first step is to get it done once, get it taught once, get the learning once, either through one shot or your online class or your friend, your teacher, your peer, your tutor, your tuition class. Any way, just get it taught once. Second thing, is to get in a reading. Now, what do I mean by reading? Reading the textbook. I will tell you the complete order from a, we can say, school point of view. Reading the textbook. After you have covered the syllabus, I will highlight it in green ink. After you have covered the syllabus, then you can go on to reading. Reading, especially from your textbook. Why to read from your textbook? Because it will give you a fine view. It will give you the textbook language, textbook lingo, or the ideal, we can say, way. In short, the textbook, it will be in what we used to say, because I studied from a CBSE school. You, by reading the textbook, you get to understand the NCERT language, how the textbook frames it, and the way you write it in the paper. If you are compelled to write it in the NCERT language, the teacher will be happy to give you marks, and he will just make it rain on you. Let's say that is the first thing. If you have completed this, move on to the textbook, read it once, see the diagrams carefully, take your time. It will take time, but that time which you are giving in your studies is an investment into your marks. If you are completing a chapter, let's say in 3 to 4 hours from the textbook, reading line by line, diagram by diagram, point by point, word by word, not skipping anything, practicing all the questions, completing the exercise, completing the activities, especially in science, then three things will happen in my opinion. The first thing is that you will retain the knowledge much better, because it will be thoroughly read, and depth will always win over shallowness, because you will understand the concept till the core and you will win. Second thing from that is, in my opinion, you will need less amount of revision, less amount of repetition, and more than that, you will learn, or you will adapt from a knowledge point of view over an examination point of view. Because once you understand the concept, instead of, you know getting it done through ratta, when you understand that concept, it will stay with you longer and longer and longer and longer. And the third thing is that you will be able to see it, you will be able to visualize it in the real world, in application. So any question which they can throw at you, they can throw with any vigor, shape, form, or any velocity, and you will be able to catch it, make it into an answer, and pass it back. So that is the textbook language. Get your reading done once through the textbook. After that, go through the notebook, the class notes as well, because they provide an insight or a different take on the textbook. Textbook will teach you how to view from this point of view, and from an examination point of view, this is, you should have an examination point of view, but it should not be the main motive of your learning. From an examination point of view, the textbook is king. You cannot replace the textbook, but class notes will provide you a sense on the topic from this point of view. So, being the textbook from here, looking down here, your class notes will be like here. They will provide a different perspective on things, they will provide a different language, wording, concept. Conceptually, it will be the same, but the way in which they have written will be a little bit different. So, it is highly recommended. If your notes, class notes, school notes, teacher notes are top class, go through them once. Go through them once means how many times it is required. That is the textbook, notebook. Third thing is reference book. Reference book is not mandatory, but it will give you that sense of confidence through three things. First is that every reference book which I've seen always gives you that extra bit of knowledge. Now, will it come in the exam? Probably not. Will it come in the board exams? Obviously not. because the board exam strictly follows the NCRT, the school syllabus, or whatever is written in the textbooks. So it will strictly follow that. Nothing will come out of the textbook, at least in boards. But till then, if you can go through reference books, you can go through your notebooks, go through your textbooks. Textbook will give you this level, notebook alone will give you this level. Textbook and notebook combined, now this is a flawed representation, but I will try to make it best. Textbook will give you this much amount of, you can say, or textbook will get you to this level, notebook alone will give you to get you to this level. Textbook and notebook combined, and keeping the textbook as a forefront as the main source, it will get you this much. And keeping the textbook as a main source plus the class notes plus the teacher notes, and along with that reading that reference book, it will just give you that slight edge which you might have needed. That is the three things of reading. The third thing of self studying is revise. Revise the concept, go through it once, try to recall it without opening your book, try to visualize it, try to recollect those things. When you have revised it, then you can move on to your previous year questions and you will be a okay. You have self studied. Congratulations, you have self studied your first topic. In my opinion, now I will move on to the second part of this video. From the schooling point of view, in my honest opinion, learn to learn from an knowledge point of view over an examination point of view. It will serve you better and you will be better able to learn all the concepts and all the nuances flawlessly. That being said, we'll move on to the next part. And as an important note, I will tell you, take your time when you are self learning. It will take time, but when you self learn, you will always, in my opinion, tend to win more. Of course, self learning does not only mean like isolating yourself and doing the studies yourself. That is completely not what I mean. But you have to put in your own efforts in that. You have to घिसना तो पड़ेगा, खुद को तो घिसना पड़ेगा. Your own hard work is an essential part in that. And do not see hard work as a cumbersome work, but see it as an opportunity to work hard. Your mindset will shift completely. That being said, now, why have I taken green ink? Let's take red. Seeing this from a, we can say, business point of view or extracurricular. Yeah, that will be the perfect word. Extracurricular activities, or in that sense, self learning of business books or just books in general by authors. Learning from authors. The main thing which you need to have as a mental refrain is when you are doing all of this, you are doing it for yourself, you are not doing it for marks, you will not be tested for marks. Everything which you will do in this aspect is for your skills, is for your personal development, is for yourself to win completely. It is for yourself. You will be tested based on your knowledge. So, in that opinion, take it seriously, take it with positive intent, and attack it with complete seriousness and honesty. In these extracurricular skills or activities, I will tell you the process still broadly remains the same, is to first read the book about what actually the book contains, what does it mean. As an additional point, take your time, even if the book takes like a month to complete, then do it is fine, but take your time. Do not just try to skip over the chapter or read through it. without understanding what actually the author is trying to say. Because if you understand deeply what the author is trying to say, your life will change. And now, yes, some authors, something might be right, something might be wrong, that is obvious, but you need to give it time, you need to understand it fundamentally, and you need to adapt to it. So, even if it takes, let's say, too much time according to your standards, it is fine. Give it time. Everything takes time, process takes time, a flower takes time to bloom, everything will happen, it is a process. Take your time accordingly. That is first thing, reading the book. Second thing, taking your time. And third is apply. Only reading the book will give you a new thought process, that is sure. But if you do not apply the book, you will not be able to completely utilize the time you have expended on it. Because time expended on that book is an investment on your skills. But from that investment of your skills, suppose you have got 100% return on it, but you are just taking 50% of the return, and the 50% you are leaving it on the road. This should not happen. So apply the things carefully. One example I will give you. Very famous book, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. By the way, anyone who says that Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad is an overrated book, and in self finance, I have seen this clip somewhere that they have ridiculed that book. In my completely honest opinion, it is a very undervalued book for the knowledge and the thought process it provides. So, if you can go through that book once, it will get you hooked because it is that great of a book. Regardless, taking that as an example, the first thing I did was read it carefully, read it completely. That is the first thing. Second thing, I learned to apply it. Understood, I gave it time. It took me, I think, like 1.5 weeks, which is a long time for that book, expending about 35-40 minutes a day. And I took that into account. I deeply understood what he was trying to say. That was the second thing. And as a bonus tip, which has worked out a lot for me, is to read any book twice. Even if you have gone through the book thoroughly with optimum efficiency the first time, then too I would suggest you to just try it and go through the book once the first time, and try to go through the book again the second time. When you read for the second time, I have observed that the first time when you read any book, you can say, that book is trying, you have some already preset notions in your head. That book will try to erase that notions, that pre-existing beliefs, and it will try to put in new thoughts, new ways of thinking, new thought process, you can say. So, in the first reading, you are trying to understand, you are removing the old, bringing in the new, polishing it, and keeping it stable, keeping it fixed. That is the first thing. The first reading, if you do it good, that will be your base layer. But if you want that visualization, that you are able to see everything beyond, like you are trying to visualize what actually the book says, and you understand it completely, and it is like fixed, it is like scripted, it is written in your brain, it is printed, I can say, in your brain. When you read it for the second time, you will understand it dramatically, because your speed will go up. Second time you read it, you will understand what exactly the author was stressing. You will understand the concept even faster, you will get new thought process even faster. And the second time you will get a deeper sense, and if possible, you will also get a new meaning from the same statement. because once you have the context of the whole book in the first reading, the second time you read, it will be like that cherry on top, that finishing, that polish on the car. It will be phenomenal. So just try it, see what happens. That is how you self study in books, extracurricular activities. As a bonus tip, with your studies, keep moving, have physicality as a priority, keep your physical needs up to date, keep it good, be healthy, eat clean food, do not eat junk food. Whatever you put in your body will ultimately affect what you do, how you breathe, how you operate, how you act. Putting that to an end, I would like to thank you for staying till the end. Comment how the video was, comment any suggestions which you would like to tell. Tell me how the audio was, how the video was, how the content was, and if possible, like, share, subscribe. Mainly share it to your friend who you think needs it very much. Like the video, share the video, subscribe the video. It will push it out to the algorithm, and many more people will find it, and it will be helpful. Again, apply all these steps carefully, plan out your actions, and win. That is the only thing I can say. Thank you very much for staying till the end, and bye. God bless.